Thursday night football shouldn't be a thing. How's it going, everyone? My name is Colin Winters. I'm the host of the Panthers Den, and thank you for coming to watch this video. The topic for today, of course, is the Panthers' victory over the Texans 24-9. So, this game, at best, I would describe as sloppy as all fuck. In the first half, nothing could be right for offense. Nothing was going right. I saw nothing that was even remotely good, because guess what? Christian McCaffrey went out with a hamstring injury, and it made me so sad that I had to go change out of my Christian McCaffrey jersey and put on this Luke Kuechly one. My CMC jersey now sits in the corner of my room that I call injured reserve, because I'm hoping that if I put my jersey there, that the real one doesn't have to go there. So, hey, hopefully my black magic works in some way. In other injury news for the Panthers, before we even get into the game, J.C. Horn has suffered what seems to be a broken foot, meaning that he is going to be out for a time that we do not know. The hamstring injury that Christian McCaffrey got is, at this time of recording, unknown of what exactly it is. But right now, we're just hoping that taking him out for the game so quick was a matter of playing it safe, rather than it being something that's serious, because he was able to walk into the locker room completely on his own will, but J.C. Horn did have to get carted into. Let's not forget DJ Moore scaring us a little bit, with his little tweak on one of the times where he was getting covered and got spun around a little bit. Yeah, that scared the fuck out of me, but thank God he's all right and just came back the next play. Getting into the actual game now, I'm going to go over the stats of first the Texans, because I want to show what the good part of that game was throughout the entirety of the game, and that was our defense. Our defense played phenomenal. With Davis Mills, a rookie quarterback getting his first start in the NFL, he actually didn't do too bad. It was just not enough. But he had no running game to help him either. He went for 19 completions out of 28 attempts, 168 yards, and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I was expecting we would get a lot more turnovers out of him, but didn't end up happening. But hey, props to him. He played a good game. When it came to Texans' rushing attack, there was pretty much nothing there. Mark Ingram went for 6 for 21. David Johnson went for 2 for 11. Phil Lindsay, 7 for 5, getting blown up a lot in the back. Brandon Cooks, 1 for 5, and then Davis Mills had 1 carry that was for 0 yards. Receiving, on the other hand, most of the yards that were on the receiving end were getting by Brandon Cooks. He had 9 for 112 yards. Every time he caught the ball, I was just, it was a sigh of complete exhaustion of why is only this guy good on the Texans offense. After that, it was Jordan Akins, for 432. Anthony Miller for 420. Nice weed. Rex Burkhead, 1 for 5. And then Mark Ingram for 1 for -1, which was actually the first pass of the game for Davis Mills. He was 1 for -1, which was also pretty funny to watch on screen. When it came to Texans defense, in the first half, they were really good, holding the Panthers offense to only 7 points in the entire half. But after that, it pretty much unraveled a little bit, and we got our groove near the end, even with Christian McCaffrey coming out of the game for the entirety of the, I believe, second, third, and fourth. So overall, their defense played well in the first half, but just got too tired to keep up. And of course, it would be just silly of me not to mention their kicker, Joey Sly, missing an extra point that would put us in halftime at 7-6 instead of tied at 7-7, which for me was a big morale boost just watching the game. So I know it had to have some effect on the players. So thanks, Joey, and you're welcome, Texans. Now you have to deal with that bullshit. Going into the stats of the actual Panthers, as you know, in this channel, or what's right here, the Panthers, we're going to be going to Sam Darnold, who was 23 completions out of 34 attempts and 304 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. He had a few fumbles, I would like to add, but none of them were lost. When it came to rushing, the rushing game was also pretty non-existent on our part. We did have better rushing than the Texans did, but they did really put a high bar, and we didn't really raise the bar higher than them that much. Christian McCaffrey went for 7 for 31 yards before his injury, and then after that, it was Chuba Hubbard and Royce Freeman show, Chuba going for 11 for 52, Royce Freeman going for 5 for 17. Sam had 8 rushes for 11 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tommy Trimble had his first career NFL touchdown with a 7-yard run to the corner of the end zone, and DJ Moore had one where I was expecting him to go around Sam Darnold's block, but he didn't, so he has a -1 rushing stat. But who cares about a -1 rushing stat when you went for 8 receptions for 126 yards? Other than DJ Moore, of course, being a badass again, we had Terrace Marshall Jr. having 4 for 48, Tommy Trimble having 1 catch for 30 yards, Chuba Hubbard having 3 for 27, except for there were a few times where Chuba had what I would call Evan Ingram hands and couldn't catch shit in an open field, but he's a rookie. That'll probably be fixed with time. Alex Erickson, who is primarily just our returner, actually caught a pass for 25 yards. Dan Arnold caught 2 for 23. Christian McCaffrey only caught 2 passes for 9 yards before his injury. And then Robbie Anderson had 1 for 8. And yeah, glad I started you in fantasy. And then Royce Freeman had also 1 for 8. Now, the crown jewel of this game, keeping a rookie QB to only 9 points. Look, it doesn't sound as pretty when you put it that way, but keeping any professional football team to 9 points, that's something pretty good. Because that's exactly what our defense did. Dante Jackson leading the team in tackles for 5 tackles, tied with Shaq Thompson. And after that, you have Jeremy Chin with 3, Rashawn Melvin with 3, Jermaine 2, Brian Burns 2, but he also had a sack. Morgan Fox having half a sack that's shared with Hassan Reddick. And hopefully Frankie Luva has something to go with that. Yeah, Frankie Luva does have that credit for a sack. There was I'm pretty sure it was that one easy sack where it was a botched snap, and he just kind of had to lay on Davis Mills like a blanket. But the amount of pressure that the Panthers defense was able to put on Davis Mills was the reason that he probably didn't have as good of a game as he could hope for, because he looked good out there. I'm going to be honest. His mechanics looked good. He looked like he had good decision making. Through no interceptions. That's all you could really ask for a first rookie QB start. But the pressure that the Panthers put on was just too much. He got hit so many times, and he was under pressure on almost every one of his throws. He had some great moments where he moved out of the pocket. He was able to evade. So the Texans have hope. And, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson ends up, never coming back to the NFL, that Tyrod doesn't once again get the boot from a rookie and, has to sit in the sidelines now, because Tyrod Taylor is a sob story of the NFL if I've ever seen one. And in better Panthers kicking news, Zane Gonzalez did fine. Yeah. He could have had more field goals, but we went for it one time, and that didn't really work. But, hey, nice job, Zane. You didn't miss an easy fucking kick. Looking at total team stats and just comparing them to one another, Carolina Panthers had 403 total yards to the Texans 193. Great. 286 passing yards to the 151. Great. 170 rushing yards to the 42. Really great. And then yards per play, 5.8 to 3.9. Pretty good. For first downs, we doubled in first downs from 28 to 14. For third down efficiency, we went for 5 for 11, third 1 to 9. Fourth down, neither of us got a fourth down. Total plays, 70 to 49, because our time of possession is fucking whack. It is 35-45 to 24-15. No interceptions, no fumbles lost. Penalties, there was so much bad ref calls in this game. I was getting so fed up with it. The first one, how was that a false start? That was Blacklock just jumping so fucking early, but no, apparently that was Dennis Daly's fault. Yeah, I call bullshit on that. And then apparently, DJ Moore just doesn't get pass interference calls. So, fuck that, I guess. But, we can get a pass interference call after, it's an uncatchable ball, but no, because his hands were slightly on him. That means it's pass interference. Anyway, nothing ranting about the refs. Just going back here. Sacks allowed. We only allowed 3 sacks on the day, but Sam was pressured quite a lot to the 4 sacks that we got onto the Texans. And after that, they had to punt 6 times to us only having to punt 3 times. For me, even though this is a win and we have a great 3-0 start, one of our first 3-0 starts since the 2015 season where we lost Super Bowl 50, my main takeaway of this is, holy fuck, Thursday night football games have to go. The amount of injuries to young, healthy players that we had this game was just absurd. I mean, we only had 2 that were actually called out for the game, but those are Christian McCaffrey and J.J. Horn, our best player on the team, and then our, number 1 rookie that has a broken foot and is going to be out for some amount of time. Hopefully not too long, but definitely don't want to rush that recovery process. Now we just have to wait and see what Christian McCaffrey's injury is like. Hopefully that news will come out soon enough. But no matter what, I do have faith in the team to operate without Christian McCaffrey. We have enough weapons. Hopefully Robbie Anderson can actually start doing something so I can stop, regretting starting him in fantasy. But, maybe not. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. Next week we have a matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. A matchup I would say was our first real test of this team. Our defense is going to have to do a lot to contain Dak Prescott and his weapons. And our offense is going to have to be able to keep up in case that can't happen. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, my name is Colin Winters. This has been the Panthers Den. Thank you for all for watching. Bye-bye.